things you can use when creating a PowerPoint on Google Slides. So the first things that you usually start from is choosing your theme. On Google Slides, you can find many different themes. Sometimes you can even search for a type of theme if they might have it on there. So like I said, you can search for different themes. When you click one that you finally like, you then have the option to change the color of the themes. So like this one started if it's blue, I changed it to red, and then after that I chose purple. Once you find a color that that's acceptable that you want to use, then that's the color you stick with. Next thing you know, on your title page, you usually want to start in the first big text box, and you want to type your title. For here, I just put hello, but I mean, you can usually put whatever the topic of your PowerPoint is. At the bottom, you usually put something, maybe your name, date, whoever created the PowerPoint, so by unknown, but it's however you want to set up your PowerPoint basically. So, I just started typing different things at this moment. But to get into the next things, usually after you've done your title page, you want to get into the rest of your slides, or you want to add in as many slides as you want to. So you can either go to the insert, scroll down, and then click insert slide, or you could click Control M, which will automatically create slides. So I clicked it about a good 5 times to put me at 6 slides, right? So then usually the slides come with different layouts, but this is the main layout that it's going to give you. So on this layout, I just figured I would play around with like the text that's be in the text box. So I typed hey, you see that it automatically gives you the theme font, but if you highlight it, you're able to change the font of your words in the text box. So I changed it to Times New Roman, and then Roboto. You also had the options of changing the font size, so made it bigger. You could make it bold, uh, italic, underline, not underline, and you also have the option of changing the color of your text. The next thing I wanted to show was basically how to insert a text box. So I scrolled over, went to the text box. You have the option of choosing the size, however big you want it. Just in case you may need another text box, just in case you want to use a smaller text box for like subtitles and subquotes. So I basically typed in a smaller text box, and I'm going to show how, you could change different things. You could enlarge the text box after you make it. So, just in case if it's too small when you first make it or too big when you first make it, you're able to change the size. When it also comes to your text, you're able to add things such as like different types of bullets. They have the squares, the circles. You're able to do numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one thing you're able to do. And I showed that right there. You're also able to change the line of the text. So, you have left, center, right. I showed a couple of those things right there. Also a couple things you could play with when you're doing your PowerPoint. If you want to make it fun, if you want to animate it, is different animations. So on my next slide, I'm going to add in like a shape, right? So I did the shape of a smiley face. I made it a decent size so somebody could see it. And we're going to play around with like the text. And we're also going to add in an image that I got from the web. So you're able to search for different images just in case that you might not have them already downloaded onto your computer. You're actually getting these images from Google. So it's real easy to put different images on your PowerPoint. So I typed in another happy face. So just know that you can find, different things for like shapes and different images from off of Google. So after we wait for that to load, realized it was pretty big, so we made it kind of smaller, and I placed it on the right hand side. And so after that, I kind of just went through different animations. And when it comes to animations, they have different things. So like the one I chose to slide from the right. So you'll see the animation when it plays. So that's the animation of the slide. And so basically when you're presenting your slide, just know that's how it will come through on the screen. And now you're also able to animate the objects that are on your slide. The one I chose, which is to fade in. Basically on click, that means when you click your screen that the smiley face should fade in onto the screen. Just like that. So I played around with the different animations. Those can really help to make your presentations pop depending on who you're presenting to. You know, it might not be necessary for like professional presentations, but you know, maybe when teaching, you know, a lot of children like to see things such as like that. So basically, like I was talking about different layouts, here are the different layouts that you could choose, just so you don't have to have the same layout on each slide. So that's one of the different layouts. And I showed a couple others too. And basically this is another example of the different animations you can use when it comes to the presentation slides. Next thing I'm going to talk about is we're going to go over the insert and we're going to go over the table, right? So mathematical things, you know, include tables, graphs, just in case you might need to use that for when teaching or to showcase something. So, you know, you're able to choose a graph based on how many rows and columns you want. I just typed in a couple of numbers so you know how it looks. After that, I also know as you're able to insert pictures and stuff, you're also able to insert videos. So I typed in Alabama A&M to search up a video on YouTube. And these things are really good when trying to showcase a different way how to do something. You know, videos, people like to see things visually. So they give you different options, whatever may pop up on YouTube. It's usually easily to find. So this is what I think a video of the band playing. Gives it for a minute load. Know that when you click a video, you're able to change the time duration. So like if you want the video to start at a different time and end at a different time, it does not have to play the full clip. You have the option of clicking autoplay. So when you do go on to that slide, it automatically plays the video. So I was messing around, you know, changing the different time of when the video to start. So I got it to start at like 45 seconds and, you know, end at its regular time instead of starting, you know, exactly at the beginning of the video. Those are some things you can play around with when trying to make a creative presentation or PowerPoint, basically. Able to change the size and rotation. You're able to change the position. And you can also add a drop shadow behind the video. So we're going to go ahead and move that to the side real quick. Make it a little smaller just so you know you can still see the chart behind it. These are just different tools and things you can use when creating your PowerPoints. So yeah, you have view, you have edits, basically, you know, the undo, redo, cut, copy, paste. When you want to copy things from other text and bring them onto here. These are all the different things you're able to insert. So I know one thing I didn't talk about was word art, and that's a pretty good thing to use because just because you have a different font, you might want to make it special. So when it comes to when it comes to this, the word art, you know, you're able to change the shadow behind it, the transparency of it, if you want to flip the words around and things. So that's a couple of things that I'm playing with right now. These are good things when it comes to titles, things you want to make bold and seen to make sure people see them when you're doing your presentation. And you could just kind of see how it makes the words look different. Size and rotation. So I rotated it, did a whole 360 because I turned it back around to its original form. But, you're able to flip it. I know I did the drop shadow behind it. So that was a couple things. And like I said, with you could do your words with animations too. So those are the different animations you could do. Words with animations, pictures, and you can also do the slides with animations. So basically, this is how the different tools you can use when trying to create a PowerPoint with everything when it comes to editing, inserting things, making different formats and layouts and things such as that. So thank you once again. This is my tutorial. Oh, well, the last thing I'm talking about is things such as spell check, which is very important, which will spell check like it does your paper, spell check your PowerPoint to make sure everything's right. This is again how you duplicate, delete slides, change layouts and things such as that, transitions. But at the end, basically, you would like to title your PowerPoint. Then you can either share it, you could download it as a Microsoft PowerPoint, or you can email it, however you would like to share your PowerPoint once it's done and complete, and you like it to your fullest thing. So thank you once again. This is my tutorial on how to create a PowerPoint.